So, what's going on, guys? This is podcast number 1. We'll be talking about PlayStation stuff and a bunch of other stuff. So I've got a special guest today. His name's Tyler. So why don't you come on in, Tyler? Yeah. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Just relaxing. Try not to break the microphone.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah. I said trying not to break it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got a couple questions that I'd like to ask you.
What's up?
So let me open it up real quick. So, question number 1. I'd like to just thank you for coming to the show today. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
As one of my friends, could you tell everyone how we first met?
I know we met at Covenant Church during the youth service.
Bring the microphone closer.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. I've never done
It's
a
his
podcast
first. It's his
before.
first
Yeah.
podcast. It's my first podcast, but
You're more professional than I am.
Yeah.
You're more used to it.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
Like I said, I'd have to say we first met during the youth service at Covenant Church about what? Probably say, 4 or 5 years ago?
About that time, yeah.
Yeah, we met at 13, so I'd say, yeah.
About that
4
time.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Question number 2.
No, it's 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
We're
Yeah.
19,
Yeah,
it's been 6
19.
years.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. It
Thanks
felt
for being my friend, bro.
Dude, it felt just like yesterday when we first met.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Let's talk about your height, man. How tall are you really?
I don't know. I lost track after 6'5".
Really?
I'm probably somewhere around 6'6".
6'6". Wow.
6'7". I don't know. Like I said, after 6'5", I lost track.
That is tall.
It's not that tall.
I mean, it's tall for me because I'm short.
You're not short. You're average.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3. Are there any other family members that are as tall as you?
Not that I really know of.
Not that you know of.
Not really.
You're pretty much the tallest one.
That I know of on both sides, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Question number 4. You've probably been told that you would be in sports all the time. So
Yeah.
are you in sports?
No.
Why and why not?
No, I'm not in sports because I lack the most crucial key in sports, and that is athleticism. I'm very accident prone, so... Remember when I broke my arm?
That is true.
Exactly. I'm too clumsy for sports.
Yeah.
I try to do one thing, and I'll probably shatter my ankle. I don't know.
Yeah. Though weights is a sport. You could go into weight stuff.
Maybe competitive weightlifting. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what the future will hold?
Yeah, who knows? So I know that you told me that you're going into law enforcement. Could you please tell us about your decision going into law enforcement?
Well, I mean, it's something I've wanted to do since I was 5 years old. So,
True.
I mean, I'll have decent insurance, good benefits.
Yeah.
I'll be on my feet, won't be stuck behind a desk all day, which is good for me.
That is true. Yeah. All right. So do you have any concerns about the way that police officers have been treated, and do you think that could happen here in Naples?
Not really, no. When it comes to Naples, we actually have a very good law enforcement.
Yeah.
There really aren't any reports of police brutality or overusing power here in Naples, or I should say Collier County. Like I said, we're actually very, very blessed to have law enforcement that are good at their job, know what they're doing, and aren't abusive in any way, shape, or form.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple of police officers in my church, so...
Yeah,
I know pretty nice.
Officers from youth relation deputies in high school,
Yeah.
things like that, and they're all very great.
Yeah. All right. What words of advice do you have for people who are struggling to find their future career?
Patience. In my opinion, patience. You're young. If you're like our age or younger, you have time to figure out what you want to do. I'd say don't go to college immediately or do general studies. What for?
Yeah.
That's like going to high school again, but paying for it, which to me makes no sense.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
If you don't know what you're doing, take some time. At least get a job and make some money while you're doing it and figure things out. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, a word of advice that I would say is persevere. If you persevere and push through, you can achieve like lots of things.
For sure.
If you put your mind to it, you can get it done.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, and what I'm doing is I'm just doing high school, finishing high school, not getting a job, and then I'm right now at the point where it's close to the end of high school, and I'm deciding to go to technical college for mechanical studies. And so in between when I'm done with high school and going into technical college, that's when I'll focus on getting a job. So that I'm like ADHD, so I have to focus on one thing at a time to get things done correctly.
I think one of the main reasons why we clicked very well in our friendship is because we both do have ADHD.
Yeah.
It can be rather fun.
Yes, it can.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. Good times.
Woohoo! Broken arm. You had to witness every second of that, too.
Yeah.
Remember, I just looked at you and I'm just like, I don't think I'm supposed to bend this way.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Tyler and I went on a youth trip together to
Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Chattanooga Mountain.
Yeah, it was called The Edge.
It was definitely an edge.
Yeah.
It was definitely an edge. No, and then we broke the remember we broke the elevator too? That happened like right before I broke, like the day before I broke my arm. Everybody, it was you, me, and a few other people, and the kids decided to like jump in the elevator, and it like stalled and broke.
Yeah.
And of course, we're just sitting there.
And we had to sit there for like an hour or so.
One of the kids farted, man.
And you know what was funny is one of the smaller kids wanted to pee in my bottle.
No, yeah, and one of the other kids literally farted in there, so we were in like a small space, a small rectangle.
Stanky.
We already stunk from being teenage boys in general. Teenage guys, we stink. Just the hormones in general make us smell bad. You put farts on top of that?
Oh, boy.
It was like smell hell, man.
Yeah. And so...
And it's not like it didn't... The kid farted bad, too.
Yeah.
It was loud and deadly. That's what it was. It was loud and deadly.
Loud and deadly.
And then, of course, the day after that, I broke my arm.
Yeah, he broke his arm, and I stayed with him the rest of the trip. And I think I think
that's where our friendship really solidified.
Really
from that
grew
moment.
from there.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously talked and we got along, but I think that's what really helped us like really click together was when I broke my arm.
Yeah, and I just felt so sad that you broke your arm that I'm like,
fine.
you know what? I want to spend time with you.
I was fine.
Here we are now.
I mean, even Brett said you took it like a champ.
Yeah, you did.
Brett was like, if that happened to me, I'd be crying, wanted to go home. You said, I'm good.
You remember you told Brett when you were at the hospital, you were like, is this what it feels like to be high?
Yeah. I'm telling you, the adrenaline rush was like, is this what it's like when people get like high and stoned? Because, man, that was woo. Now I see why people do crazy things to get that adrenaline rush and like that feeling of it's like, huh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like when you're in shock, it's completely different than when you're normal. Like you don't feel anything. Your senses are on hyperdrive. You're just in a million. Like your mind is just going a million miles per hour, just on everything at once.
Yeah. All right. I think I've got another question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. I'm more of a go with the flow type of person. Stay in that moment. 5 years. I'm hoping to like be in law enforcement at least in 5 years.
Yeah. where I see myself in 5 years is either a mechanic, game developer, or a guitarist in a band. That's pretty
All
much
those
it.
are good for me. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as you enjoy what you're doing and it's healthy for you, then by all means do it.
If you're doing a job and you like the job that you're doing, you never work a day in your life.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back to talk to you guys about PlayStation consoles and controllers and how they've changed over the years. So yeah, we'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Alright guys, welcome back from the break. We took a break and ate some pizza and stuff and had a few drinks. And yeah, now we're going to talk about PlayStation. Here, you take the PS3 controller and I'll take the PS4 controller, and we'll
It's a lot smaller than I remember.
PS5 controller there.
Oh,
so,
you have a PS5 now?
No.
Just the
but
controller?
I have the controller. And I will be talking about the PS5 controller, but not the console itself.
Oh, okay.
But I will be talking about a little bit about the console, but since I don't own the console, I won't be talking much about it.
Got it.
Yeah, so the PS3, show them the controller. There you go. The PS3 controller was pretty small, but it was much better than the PS2 controller.
PS2 controller was smaller than this.
Yeah. But it's much better. And the PS3 is where PlayStation really started to grow.
Oh, yeah, I remember the transformation from PS2 to PS3 when I was a kid, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't have that much time with the PS2. I had it for maybe a year, and then I got the PS3.
I had mine for my PS2 for a little while.
Nice.
It was definitely a lot different, a lot more advanced, obviously, due to technology getting better. But I remember when the PS3 first came out, it was like the biggest deal.
Yeah.
Just like the PS5 was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
That was pretty fun.
Just wait till
PS3.
the PlayStation 6.
Yeah, the PS3 was an amazing tool. It allowed me to get into Destiny. That's where I first started. Destiny was on the PS3, and Destiny was just so fun. I just remember doing the whole thing with all my friends and just having a great time.
It was definitely... What really made the PS3 stand out was when you were able to access the internet and was able to play online. Yeah. That, I think, is what really made the PS3 such a huge stepping stone for PlayStation and gaming.
Right.
In general. Because the PS2, you couldn't access the internet with it. So there was no playing online with people around the world and everything. It was just you and your buddy in a split screen game.
Yeah. Yeah, the PS3 concept of being able to play online without paying like for a subscription like nowadays was the best thing ever, and I really do enjoy that.
It was really good.
Because in that way you only have to spend like $30 to $60 on the game, and then you can just play it with your friends right away.
Just play it online immediately.
Yeah. That was awesome. But now you have to pay $10 to $60 to $120 a month, yearly, whatever, weekly, whatever, to be able to play online.
Really?
Yeah.
They're doing that now?
Yeah, that's with the PS4 and PS5.
What?
Same with Xbox.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I went to PC.
Oh, my goodness. Now I see why people are switching to PC so much.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't really play games that much anymore, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's
wow.
crazy.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why I like the PS3 the best. But yeah, it didn't have that many good graphics or processing power.
I guess you can say the Xbox 360 did the similar thing with the PS3.
Yeah.
How it was that huge stepping stone. from like the original Xbox. I still remember the original Xbox when I was a kid. That thing we thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Xbox 360 came out, and it was like even more mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the Xbox 360 and playing all the Halo games on it. Like Halo Reach was my most memorable.
I always remember playing Halo 2 on the original Xbox, though.
Yeah.
I remember it used to be split screen. It was like the four of us just played
Going
it
at
for
it.
hours.
Yeah, that was
Joking,
so fun.
talking trash while trying to get each other. Well, you can still do that nowadays.
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
I always thought that'd be the best part of split screen was physically being with your friends, and if you're versing each other, like in multiplayer, it's like team deathmatch, but you're versing each other. You always be talking trash, like, "Oh, you can't do this. You can get me. They can get me." What I also thought was very good bonding time with games, and split screen was playing zombies for the first time on Black Ops.
Oh yeah,
That to me was always a great bonding
we
experience
did that
with
all
my
the
friends.
time.
It'd be like we'd always try to reach that new round that we couldn't get to before.
Yeah, that was fun.
I still love playing zombies split screen like that because it's a good bonding time with your friends. It allows you to talk, it allows you to bond, it allows you to scream at the TV in horror with your friends, acting like a goofball. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do, is act like a goofball. I don't know if any of the latest Black Ops games still have split screen for zombies or not.
I think they do.
I know the zombies for Black Ops 1 and 2 do, but I'm not sure about 3 and 4.
I know Black Ops 3 does, but I don't know about Black Ops 4.
Does World War 2
yes, they do.
split screen
Yeah.
zombies?
World War 2 does have split screen zombies, and so does Vanguard. Except
Okay.
I don't have Vanguard on the PS4. I have it on PC now.
You have it on PC.
Because I'm transferring over to PC.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like I said, I always thought that was like the greatest time.
It was.
That was, to me, that was always like the most memorable moments.
Yeah.
Was just getting your buddies, getting a big bag of Doritos,
Oh yeah. The
Kool-Aid
Dorito
pouches, and just playing Black Ops Zombie split
bag.
screen.
And Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. That thing was like Mountain Dew is like Monster energy drinks for children. We wanted to pull an all nighter. We'd just get a big 2-liter thing of Mountain Dew, and that was it.
Yeah.
But definitely, in my opinion, the PS3 controller does feel a lot smaller now. But that's probably because I got bigger.
Yeah, all the other controllers went bigger.
And I have really big hands. So
Yeah.
for me, like the PS3 controller is just like a lot smaller. But that's just I got older.
Yeah, and you
got
grew
bigger.
older and got bigger. And
Yeah, I
the
grew like a
controllers
foot and
got
a half.
bigger.
And
Yeah. So now we're on to the PS4. PS4 was an upgrade to the PS3.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I still
It had a
remember-
lot of problems still with the original PS4. And so they made the PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro, and that's what fixed the problems.
Well, like, what were the problems for like the original
So
PS4?
the problems was kind of like the red ring of death on the Xbox 360. It just wouldn't start.
I remember the Red Ring of Death on Xbox
Yeah.
360. I remember that.
Yeah, so
I remember that happened to one of my friends. He got so
the
upset.
original PS4, there was no PS4 Pro or PS4 Slim. It was just PS4,
Right.
and some PS4s, like, you would plug it in, press the on button, it would turn on, and then turn off, and then it wouldn't work.
Huh.
It was really weird. It only happened to certain people in certain occasions. But the controller was really nice.
No, the controller looks great.
Yeah,
Like,
and it
it's
had
amazing.
a touchpad feature, which was an upgrade to
Just
PlayStation.
a plain button in the center there. Yeah.
Just a plain button, and it kept the options and share, which on the PS3 it's
We're like right here.
yeah, and it's
They're
different.
here and here. When I first saw
They're also called different. I think it's what is it called?
select and start.
Yeah, it's select and start on the PS3,
But
but
on the-
they
it's like
changed
what,
it to
start and
options. They changed it to options and share.
Oh, it's share?
Yeah, so you could click the share button,
I thought it was still start.
and that would allow you to screen record your PS4,
Oh.
which is what people found out. You could hold that down and record PS4 footage,
Oh.
which was
so
really
it's
cool.
Kind of like a screen recording for
Yeah,
an iPhone.
and that's kind of like where
Okay.
I popped off and went into Black Ops 4, became Prestige Master, unlocked Dark Matter, That was like my first ever dark matter that I unlocked by myself, um, on my own. Whereas on the PS3, I had a hacker give me everything. so
I remember.
now,
I remember you showing me
yeah,
that your account one time
now
on
my
Modern Warfare 3.
yeah, now in
Yeah.
my Modern Warfare 3
I'm sorry,
account,
that's funny.
I have
It's
like
just like a hacker just gave you
2,500% complete.
I know. I saw that was pretty funny. I'm like, he just gave you all the information.
I'm like,
That was pretty
yes!
good. It's like instant master. No, but it's the reason. Like with me, I'll always love the PS3s because I had so many great memories with it.
Yeah,
when
for sure.
When I was younger. Same with the PS2 and the GameCube even. Especially the GameCube, man. That was a revelation when it came to like game consoles.
Yeah, but now we're getting more towards the future and more powerful consoles.
I'll still always love,
expensive.
in my opinion, I'll still love the GameCube and think it's superior.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was durable.
Yes,
you
it
drop
was.
a PlayStation 5, probably an inch off the ground, it'll shatter.
No, not really. If you guys know McJuggernuggets, he used to make funny videos. We thought it used to be real, where his dad would take his games and stuff and drive over them with a lawnmower or whatever. And
That sounds fun.
McJuggernuggets would be like, "No, my games!" And it was so funny, but it was staged. But we didn't know it till like
Later on.
2016, 2017. That's when we found out that it was staged. But his videos were hilarious.
You
and
know they
in
were.
one of his recent videos, he dropped a PS5. His friend actually threw the PS5 out the window.
Why would you do that to a PS5?
Because it's a stage, you know. It's like,
I know,
my house, and he takes the PS5 and throws it out the window.
I know, but
and it,
to a
it
PS5
shattered,
expensive, man.
But it didn't shatter into pieces. Actually, what happened was the plastic panels just came off, and it was completely fine underneath in the skeleton. So
Interesting.
it was pretty durable. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I know the GameCube was durable. Like, it literally
Yeah.
had a handle in the back of it so you can
I
carry
bet
it
you,
around.
I bet you if Demolition Ranch did a video seeing how many GameCubes could stop a 50 cal.
Probably would take 3.5, 4.
Yeah, it'd be 4 or 5.
Yeah, like I said, the GameCube had a handle on the back of it, so you can carry it to your friend's house. You know how many times that GameCube fell off my dresser, and every time I was like, oh, I was like, no, but it was fine.
Yeah,
Dropped that thing like 8 times. That's a record.
that is a record.
And I still remember how small, like, the discs were that you put into the GameCube, too.
Yeah.
I always thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. Now we're in the digital age where there's no discs at all.
I remember when I first found out that a PS5 didn't have a disc slot.
Actually, it does. There's 2 versions, one without and one with.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I know,
Yeah.
like, when I figured, like, when that wasn't, I was just like, then...
That makes no sense.
Yeah, my first initial thought, the first thing I said was, where'd you put the disc?
What they have is they have a... so I think the one without the disc is like $600, where the one with the disc is like $800 to $1,000.
Wow.
And they have a disc USB plug-in, which is like $20. So why not just use that?
Yeah, no, but I remember my friend Brendan telling me that, and I'm like, wait.
What?
Like, the first thing I said was,
Where that keeps falling.
yeah, just leave it. But I remember the first thing I said was, where do you put the discs? And he's like, there are no discs. And I'm like, there's always a disc. There has to be a disc. There has to be a disc. Then you have to scratch up and, like, rub it with your shirt over and over again and, like, lick it to get it to work.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
We used to spit on it and, like, rub it with our shirt and then put it in there and, like, pray, like, please work, please work, please work.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, you just download it online digitally. And I'm like, I felt so old. I'm only 19, but I felt like old.
Yeah.
I was just like, huh?
That's the PS5 controller. It's pretty
Do you mind
cool.
if I look at it real quick?
Yeah, let me say a few things. So the PS5 controller, it has adaptive triggers. So when you're like racing or like aiming down sight, you'll feel that tension, like you're pulling down sights, you know? Or like when you're giving it gas, instead of just, you know, a trigger pulling it down, you'll feel tension when you're pushing down, like you're pushing down on a gas pedal.
Really?
Which is really cool.
I don't know if it's doing that now since it's not hooked up.
Yeah,
to
it's
the
not hooked up
PlayStation.
to anything. They do have the same options and share buttons, but
Oh, so
that's
it's
not
still
what they're.
option and share.
It's actually not called anything. It's just 3 lines horizontally, and then on the left it's like 3 lines like a flashlight.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
so on the PS4 controller, you've got a light right here
I can see it
and
doesn't have
a
that
light
on the PS5.
right here.
Yep.
On the PS5, it doesn't have that. It has it around the whole touchpad. And the touchpad is much nicer, much more clicky.
I can tell by looking at it. It looks...
And what's really cool is they have a microphone mute and unmute button right here on the controller.
That makes sense. Cause
Yeah, it's really nice.
Everyone does a lot of streaming and they have headsets.
It's a much bigger controller.
Yeah.
So why don't you try that out?
It is. It's not that much bigger.
Well, compare it to the PS4
it's not,
controller.
It's a little bit bigger, but not so much. At least for somebody like me
Yeah.
with my hand size. But it definitely feels more comfortable.
Yeah. For me, it's much more noticeable because I have a big deal about big controllers. Because I really love the PS4 concept of having the joysticks right next to each other instead of like Xbox where
it's like
they're
one,
offset.
Well, like one is on the corner and the
Yeah.
other one's right here.
Yeah, that was just weird for me because I was just used to the PS3, I guess, and the PS2.
Yeah. I always enjoyed both PlayStation and console. I can
Same
feel this
here.
controller's a little bit heavier too
Yeah.
than the other two.
Yeah.
I can tell it's definitely a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
But everyone was always like, I remember when I was a child, everyone made a big deal of PlayStation versus Xbox, which one is better. I always enjoyed both. I was one of
Yeah.
those kids that liked both of them. I'm like, they're both good.
Yeah. I'm one of those persons where I'm like, I'm an Xbox, PlayStation, and PC fanatic.
Yeah, in my opinion, if you enjoy it, then what's the issue?
Yeah.
Like, I know
For us, there's no
preference.
There's no console war. There's no PC war. There's
no.
nothing.
It's if you enjoy it, then have it.
Yeah.
I know a couple people that have an Xbox and PlayStation right next to each other, and then across from their room they have a PC.
Yeah.
They use all three.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
They're like, we love all of them.
If you have a laptop and an Xbox, and you are arguing saying that PC is stupid,
Then why do you have a PC?
Yeah. Why do you have a
Like,
laptop?
why do you have a PC?
Yeah.
Then stick to your Xbox,
Exactly, bro. Stick to your Xbox.
Stick to the console. And then I remember, when we were kids, it used to be Xbox versus PlayStation, but now it's more of like console versus PC.
Right.
And we're not going to talk about mobile. Mobile is
mobile
not-
gaming
it's
is just memorable. It's not.
it's
I loved all the games that we played back then.
I will
still play
say,
them to this day.
I will say game playing and video games in general has changed so much. Not only if you look at like the NES or the GameCube or even like a simple arcade system in the 70s, you know what I mean? But now we have all this other stuff.
Do you remember the DS?
I loved the
I
3DS.
still have
Dude, the 3DS
one.
to me was, I carried that thing everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
Like it was
I
like
still
a
have
thing
my
of gold.
DSi.
I had a 3DS XL and I loved it so much.
That was fun.
I loved it so much. That was my child. That was my baby.
All right, I have one question for you. Do you remember when you got your first phone?
Yeah, it was 18.
Nice.
So it's been like a year.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I still really don't know how to use it. It's an iPhone 8 and I still don't know how to use it. I'm like, I see phones that nowadays iPhones. I'm like, where's the home button?
Yeah,
Like,
they removed the home button and
all
the
of
aux plug.
Yeah, all of my friends are like, you just swipe, and I'm like, what do you mean you
What?
swipe?
What do you mean swipe?
No, you press the home button.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so then how do you unlock your phone if it's not fingerprint or like it's Face ID? And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a home button.
Yeah. I mean, I do like my iPhone, which is the iPhone XR, only because it has the longest lasting battery life of any iPhone.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
That's why I actually always like Android or Samsung. Because you put a Samsung on battery saving mode and you didn't have to charge that thing for like 4 or 5 days.
Exactly. And that's also why I like Apple, is because they use a lot of Samsung parts. And I mean a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never knew that. With the way Apple
Yeah.
is, you'd think it'd be
Their
extra unique.
Well, mostly just their processor, their camera, and their battery is all made by Apple. And pretty much everything else
But don't forget
on the
charging
logic board
adapter.
and the charging adapter.
That too is pretty different.
Yeah.
Even Samsung changed.
But pretty
There's
much
a little
everything
bit.
else is Samsung.
Yeah, it's or like they use the same compatibility. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I'm pretty sure the same company that boats the like the chips and parts for phones
Yeah.
does it for both Apple and Samsung.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Which
Do you
makes
have any
sense.
questions you'd like to talk about?
Not really. No.
No.
I really don't know much about consoles, games, or anything. Because, like I said, I don't play them anymore like
Or
I used
just
to.
anything in general, not about consoles, or just anything. Anything you'd like to talk about on this podcast today.
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
I don't think of anything. Oh, I do know one thing. How is it, like, how do you like guitars and bass? Like, do you want to learn bass or guitar?
I've never really tried.
Yeah, you have. I taught you.
A little bit,
A
but
little bit.
I don't know. I've never really been musically inclined. I love listening to music.
Yeah,
but
everybody does.
I don't know how I would do performing music or anything. I goof off.
Yeah, we have fun. Du, 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 du,
Yeah,
du.
like we'll goof off. Or I remember holding the bass backwards, and you were like, "No,
Oh yeah,
no."
yeah, no. That he held.
I didn't.
A,
I didn't do
he
half bad
held a
though.
left-handed bass, or no, a right-handed bass
In the left hand. Yeah.
in the left hand. So he like turned it upside down. It was.
I didn't do half. I didn't do half bad though. That's what's really funny. I didn't do half
literally
bad.
just wanted to myself.
You were like, "Stop."
It was.
You
it was bad. It was bad.
You took one look and was like, "Stop." It didn't take you that long to process at all. You were just like, immediately stop.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming to the show. I really
Yeah, it was
enjoyed
no
it.
issue.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
really
was fun.
fun. For the next podcast, I'm probably gonna do my dad, but I don't really know. So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Till next time.
And hopefully I do this again. This
Yeah.
was nice. This was fun. It was
For
very
sure.
nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, first podcast was very interesting.
Yeah.
I can see why people like it.
Yeah. I love
Now
it.
my next step is going on the Joe Rogan Experience. Now that is a podcast I want to be on.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys
All right.
later.
Have a great day, guys.